Hello, good day, class. So, welcome. I welcome you to another section of our class. This is the fifth video for this course, speech writing, and this is module 5. Sorry, a the title for this course is Audience Analysis in Speech Writing, where we have the contents of the module to be the meaning of audience, audience centeredness, issues in audience analysis, and types of audience analysis. So when we're talking about speech writing, so when we are discussing speech writing, it's important to know that audience plays a vital role in speech writing, not only in speech writing, even in speech giving speech. So we have the introductory part to be audience analysis is a crucial aspect of effective communication, enabling writers and speakers to tailor their message, their tone, and language to resonate with their intended audience. By understanding the demographics, the needs, the values, and expectations of their audience, communicators can create content that engages, informs, and persuades. Audience analysis involves gathering and analyzing data about the target audience, including their age, their gender, education level, cultural background, and prior knowledge of the subject matter. This information enables communicators to identify their audience's pain points, interests, and motivations, and to also develop a message that speaks directly to them. So whether in academic, professional, or personal context, audience analysis is essential for crafting compelling and effective communication that achieves its intended purpose and builds a strong connection with the audience. So let's look at the meaning of audience. The audience refers to the specific group of people you are planning to speak to or write to. It is the people you want to reach with your messages. In scholarly discourse, an audience is conceptualized as a socially situated interpretive community that actively participates in the construction of meaning within a communicative event rather than a passive receptacle for messages. The audience is understood to bring its own cultural, linguistic, and cognitive resources to bear on the text or performance, thereby co-creating significance. And this definition is according to all 1918. So to fully understand your audience, you need to consider several factors, which some of them are demographics, psychographics, and the context. So now we'll be looking at the audience centeredness. So we have any speaker or writer that has little or no regard for the audience is bound to fail in his or her speech endeavor. So a good speech writer must be audience centered. He must make sure the speech he or she is trying to write or give is revolving around the audience. This means that such a writer keeps the audience foremost in his or her mind at every stage of the speech. This implies that the speaker or the writer should think about the audience before and when giving a speech or writing a speech. So that such a writer keeps the audience foremost in his or her mind at every stage of the speech preparation and presentation. Such a writer asks himself or herself the following basic questions, like to whom am I writing or speaking? What do I want them to know, to believe, or do because of my speech? Like what is the most effective way of writing and presenting my speech to accomplish this aim? What is my audience's relevant demographic involvement? Like questions again, like what are my audience's social involvement? Yes, and what are my audience's relevant topical involvement? For instance, A speech writer can be giving a speech about social involvement to to an elderly people, to elderly people of 70, 80 years. It's the such audience is such speech is not centered to the audience if we follow. So now let's move to issues in audience analysis. We have audience analysis is the process of examining about the expected listeners of a speech. This implies that the writer needs to gauge the belief and knowledge of the audience, and at the same time get familiar with the peculiarities of the audience. There are two basic manners of audience analysis. We have spontaneous and self-conscious. The former involves focusing what is unique about the other person as an individual, while the latter focuses on what is common to the audience members as a group. This is according to Powers, 1993. So we have different types of audience analysis. We have the different pieces of information needed about the audience could be grouped under the following types of audience analysis. We have demographic analysis, we have psychological analysis, and we have environmental or situational analysis. So now let's look at demographic analysis. It is the systematic study of the statistical characteristics of a population, things like age, gender, income, educational level, ethnicity, occupation, marital status, and geographic location to understand who people are, how they are grouped, and what they are likely to need or what. By breaking down a large audience or market into these measurable segments, researchers can spot patterns, predict trends, and tailor messages, products, or services to specific groups. So, our demographic analysis involves studying the characteristics of a population, such as age, gender, income, education, and the likes, to understand and target specific groups. So now we're looking at psychological audience. Psychological audience analysis is a comprehensive examination of the mental and emotional makeup of your audience to understand how they think, how they feel, and how they behave. This is in-depth analysis. This in-depth analysis goes beyond basic demographics to uncover an underlying psychological factors that influence how your audience perceives and responds to your message. And to understand the psychological of the audience, Gregory suggests assessing the audience's level of interest, their needs and desires, and attitudes. So now we have environmental or situational analysis. It is a comprehensive process used to assess the various factors that influence a specific situation or environment. It involves a detailed examination of both internal and external elements to gain a thorough understanding of their impact. The primary goal is to identify potential opportunities and threats, understand the current state, and make informed decisions. It also refers to the analysis which focuses on situational factors such as the size of the audience, the physical setting for the speech, and the disposition of the audience. This has to do with this can be related to the physical setting of a speech and the audience what this topic, the speaker, and the occasion too. So now in conclusion, we can now recognize that there is much to speech writing than just the final product. Successful speeches are those that effectively address the audience's needs. The authors of such speeches conduct comprehensive audience analysis or audience research, as the audience is central to the speech. Any speech that fails to consider the context or fails to consider the audience, that is not audience centered, will undoubtedly fall short. Thank you.